16 million. That's how many viewers tuned into the XFactor at its peak, a staggering testament to Simon Cowell's grip on British television. Welcome back, I'm Dan. Today, we're diving into the twisted tale of Cowell's rise and the shocking collapse of his empire. If you enjoy these deep dives, make sure to subscribe for more. Simon Cowell was not just a name, he was a brand. He transformed the talent show landscape with Pop Idol, the X Factor, and Britain's Got Talent. He was the kingmaker, the man who helped launch chart-topping stars like One Direction and Leona Lewis. But as the curtain rises on his illustrious career, the dark underbelly of his empire begins to reveal itself. Behind the scenes, the reality of Cowell's shows was a far cry from the glamour presented to the public. Contestants were often left disoriented, whisked away in blacked-out cars, and subjected to contracts that would bind them for a staggering 14 years. They were forced into a corner, coerced into choosing from a select group of legal representatives, and if they refused, their careers would be over before they even began. This was the environment Cowell cultivated, a ruthless machine designed to churn out stars, regardless of the human cost. As we peel back the layers, it becomes clear that the stress of the competition took a toll on many, including the members of One Direction. Harry Styles himself admitted to experiencing anxiety during his time under Cowell's management, hinting at the oppressive atmosphere created by the relentless demands of the music industry. With cleanliness clauses in their contracts, the boys were conditioned to project a manufactured image, leaving them feeling more like products than people. Cowell's penchant for control extended beyond the stage, dictating not just their music, but their personal lives as well. The turning point arrived with the launch of Cowell's Netflix documentary, Simon Cowell: The Next Act. What was intended as a triumphant return quickly spiraled into a public relations nightmare. Major outlets like The Guardian and The Telegraph panned the series, delivering one-star reviews and labeling it as flat and bleak. This backlash reignited old accusations regarding Cowell's treatment of contestants and colleagues, leading many to question if the kingmaker could still reign. The fallout was swift and brutal. Former contestants like Katie Waisel and Rebecca Ferguson stepped forward, detailing the toxic culture within Cowell's productions. Waisel described systemic pressures and emotional manipulation, a stark contrast to the life-changing opportunities Cowell's team often touted. These were not isolated incidents, they were part of a larger narrative of exploitation that had been brewing for years. The revelations didn't stop there. Former contestants were not only speaking out, but were also plotting legal action against Cowell's production company, Syco. Allegations of bullying and mistreatment were surfacing, indicating a pattern of behavior that many believe needed to be addressed in a courtroom. The walls of Cowell's empire were beginning to tremble under the weight of these accusations. Cowell's complicated relationships with colleagues further complicated matters. He was known for his unpredictable methods, having fired Cheryl Cole just weeks into the US version of the X Factor. The fallout from this decision left Cole distraught, leading her to sue for lost earnings. Such actions painted a picture of a man more focused on his empire than the people within it. As the dust began to settle, the tragic death of One Direction member Liam Payne served as a grim reminder of the pressures faced by young artists. Payne's struggles with substance abuse were exacerbated by the grueling schedules imposed by Cowell's management, leaving many to wonder if the relentless pursuit of fame was worth the toll it took on mental health. Even as Cowell faced mounting criticism, he remained defiant. In interviews, he acknowledged the disgusting aspects of the music industry, but maintained that those entering the field should be aware of the sacrifices required. "If you don't want that, be an accountant," he quipped, suggesting that the price of fame was a necessary evil. But the reality was starkly different. The pressures and expectations placed on contestants were not just part of the game, they were often unbearable. The emotional toll left many struggling long after their time in the spotlight ended. The conditioning to maintain a facade of gratitude and compliance was a testament to the control Cowell exerted over his talent, turning human beings into commodities. As Cowell attempted to navigate this storm, the whispers of a lawsuit loomed larger. Former contestants banded together, fueled by a shared desire for accountability. They were no longer the naive hopefuls that entered the competition. They were now emboldened voices fighting against a system that had nearly crushed them. With the release of his documentary and the subsequent backlash, Cowell found himself at a crossroads. Friends and associates expressed concern for his mental state, as the man once hailed as a genius faced a wave of criticism that he had seldom encountered. The control freak was now being controlled by the very narratives he had created. The music industry, once a playground for Cowell, was now a battleground. Former allies turned adversaries, and the very artist he had once championed began speaking out against him. The empire he built was showing cracks, and as the public began to reassess their views, Cowell was left grappling with a legacy that was rapidly deteriorating. As the dust settles on this saga, one question remains. Will Simon Cowell be able to rebuild his empire, or has the damage done been too great to recover from? With former contestants seeking justice and the public turning against him, the repercussions of his past decisions are only just beginning to unfold. I'm Dan. If you found this investigation intriguing, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into celebrity stories and untold Hollywood scandals. Thank you for watching.